So hey there, welcome back, and today we are going to discuss another LeetCode contest, and this one is weekly contest 510. So talking about the contest questions, the questions are good, but I don't know what is happening with the LeetCode that they are putting second question really good, which is compared to code forces, which is not feel like solving a LeetCode problems. I'm just specifically talking about the second problem, right? So let's see what are the problem statement and how you can go about it. So the first problem is pretty easy, right? This is a number of elapsed second between two times. So you are given a two valid times, start and end time, each represent a string in the format. Got it? Return the number of seconds that have elapsed from. Got it? So we have start and the end time, and we just have to return the difference between the start and the end time, and specifically we have to return in seconds how much seconds it is, right? So this is the basically the question is. So if you see, this is pretty straightforward, but the only thing which we need to know, if like you haven't solved such kind of problems, so just few things you need to know, right? So few things of parameters, I would say. So you should know that in 1 minute how many seconds are there, like 60 seconds, and in 1 hour 60 minutes are there, right? And if I talked about in 1 hour, how many seconds are there? So it is 36. So these number of seconds are there, right? So you just need to know about these particular factors, that will enough to solve this particular problem, right? So if I'm talking about in 1 minute how many seconds are there, it's 60 seconds. If 1 hour, it's 60 minutes, and how many seconds, it's 3600 seconds are there, right? So what we can do is, right, for every like for hour, for minute, like what I'm talking about, we have a time in this particular format, right? Right. So for hour we just convert it into seconds. Similar for the minute, we convert it into seconds, and second is already in seconds. So we just use this and sum up, and we do the same for the start and the end time, and then simply subtract the difference, because we have converted everything into seconds, and if we subtract them, then they will give us the result that we are actually looking for, right? So this is what we have to do in this particular problem, right? So let's see the example for better understanding, right? So let's take this one, right? So this is it. So if I talked about the start time, so this is an hour, right? This is a minute, and this is a second, right? So how we are going to calculate the like first we have to convert everything into seconds, right? So in order to convert hour into second, what we have to do, so we just have to multiply it by 366, plus in order to convert minute, we just have to multiply it by 60, and the second is already a second. So this is coming to be the start seconds, right? And similar for the end time, we just have to multiply 1 by 3600, and similarly for the 0, multiply by 60, plus the second bit whatever we have. This is the start and the end time, right? And what we have to do, we just have to do end difference minus start difference. So this is our result. This is going to be our result in this particular problem, right? So if you see the code, I have used loops, but you don't need to run a loop, right? You also can solve it just by accessing those particular values, and you are good to go. What I have done, I just wrote it in a simple way, that okay, I just split it with the help of this particular colon, right? And after that I've just picked a current element, and I'm just checking like if it's an hour, if it's a minute, and if it is in second, right? If it's an hour, then I'm just simply converting it into second by multiplying by 3600 seconds. If it's a minute, then I'm doing for the 60. If it's already a second, then I don't need to do anything. Similarly for the end time, and after that I'm just simply returning the difference between both of them. So this is the first problem of LeetCode Weekly Contest look like, right? So I hope you are able to understand the problem, and I hope you are able to understand what we are actually doing and how we are actually doing. We just need to know just the factor about time, seconds and minutes, like how to play with them. Otherwise the problem is pretty easy, right? Let's move to the second problem, which is interesting problem, right? So this is our second problem, which is you are given an integer array nums and an integer k. Got it? Initially you have k unit of resources. You must process the element of num from left to right. To process the ith element, you need nums of I resources. Got it? If your available resources are less than nums of I, you may perform an operation that increase your available resources by k. The value of k is fixed and does not change throughout the process. Got it? The first such operation incur a cost of 1, the second incur a cost of 2, and so on. After processing the ith element, your available resources decreases by num by 1. Alright, okay. Return an integer denoting the minimum total cost required to process all elements, since answer may be large. Okay, so what the problem is actually saying is, right? So let's see the first test case here for better understanding that. Okay, we have the number of elements and we have the k which is representing the initial resources, right? And in order to complete or in order to process the ith element, we require nums of I number of resources, right? If it is not, then we need to perform an extra operation which increases our resources by k, right? So just let's understand it with the help of example, right? So nums of 0 we have 1 and the available resources are 4, so 3. So now we left with the 3 number of resources. Now we move to second element, which is nums of 1, and now we still have 3 resources. Then we can still process it. So this is 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. Now we left with only 1 resources. Now we move to 3, but you see at 3 we only have 1 unit of resources, which is not sufficient for performing the ith operation. So we perform an extra operation which will cost us 1. After that our resources increases, and now our resources become 5, right? Because 1 is the current value and 4 we got extra, as they have clearly mentioned in this particular statement, right? If you read it out, increase your available resource by k. And after that we processed this one as well. Now after that we only have 2 units of resources, which is not enough. Then we perform the second operation, and that's how we perform and complete the last element as well. And what is the total number of cost we require? The total cost is 1 plus 2, which means we require 2 operations such that we can increase the value of cost and use those resources to complete the elements. So this is what the problem is asking us to do, right? So what is the first thing which will come in my mind, right? The constraints are pretty high. Otherwise the one of the solution which first I got in my mind, which should also work if the constraints are low, right? So what the problem is saying that we have an array of element, right? So this is the array, right? So what they are saying that we have to complete all the elements, and we in order to complete nums of I, our resource should be greater than or equal to this nums of I. Write it over here. Then only we are going to complete this particular element, right? So this should be the condition. And what is the resources? The initial resource is the value of k, right? So this is the thing. And if at any position, if the value of resource is less than k, not less than k, it's less than nums of I, in that case we cannot process this element. So we need to perform a operation which cost us some value and increases our resources plus k. So this is going to be the operation which we have to perform in order to process that particular element. And what is the cost that is going to be? So initially it is 1, then 2, then 3, then so on. So this is the cost is going to be. So this is exactly the problem and what they are asking us to do, right? So what the first thing which came to my mind, and if the constraints are low, then it will work, probably it will work absolutely. So first just sort an array, because why I'm sorting an array? Because I have certain number of resources available, which is my k, right? So I have resources. So instead of taking the help of another resources by incurring the cost, why not I should use the available resources and check that okay, how many element I am able to process even without requiring any cost, right? So this is what I will do. So after sorting an array, it become easy for me to process the minimum element, right? If I sort an array, then I will process all the minimum element first and utilize my value of resources which is available I have right now. Okay, so this is what I have done. And after that, if at any position, if my value of resource, if the value of resource, I just copied, if the value of resource become less than nums, if less than nums of I, right? So in that case, what I have to do now, I need to use an extra operation which will going to incur me a cost, but it will also going to increases my resources value. So this is what I have to do. So if I need to write a code for this, so how I'm going to do this? So this is quite simple. I just iterate over all the elements of the array, and at every point if I'm just check if the resource is less than my current element. Right. If at this point, if the resource is less than, then what I have to do, I just have to increase my resources until I am able to satisfy the condition. So I just simply run a while loop which will run till the value is less than nums of I, and at every point I will add plus k to it and increase my cost to whatever the value, let's say, right? So this is the condition which I need to run if the value of num is value of resource is less than nums. Otherwise, I already have the enough elements and enough resources to complete. So I just simply move nums of I from here, right? And I don't need to incur any cost. I need this. After that, I just have to do it like this. So this is the code of this particular problem will look like, but it won't work because the constraint are pretty high. If you see, the value of nums is not 10 to the power 5, nums of value is good, but the value of k is 10 to the power 9, which means it will going to require a lot of iterations if the value of nums of I is too high. And if you see, if the both are 10 to the power 9 and 10 to the power 9, then it becomes really difficult for us to actually come up with the, like in that case this particular approach is not going to work. But the first thing which we came with this one. So what is the bottleneck in this particular approach, right? So the bottleneck here over here is that this loop which we are running, right? We are running this loop linearly, you can say, right? We're not running it, we are not doing something mathematical expression that will actually help us to solve this particular part. Because if you see, we are doing everything linearly, that will running like that will checking this condition and increasing the value of resource by case. So instead of doing this, if we can use some mathematical operation, right? So few things which I thought of and I implemented, that okay, I know my current element, my current resources is not enough to complete the ith element. So I just use some of the formulas to actually get what is the value I'm required and what are the value. For example, if my resource is less than k, less than nums of I, then how many resources I require? So I just require this number of at least whatever this element, this is my need to actually solve this particular element, right? So this is the one thing which I need to take care of. After that, I also need to take care of, okay, while taking this value, how I'm going to calculate the cost, right? How I'm going to calculate that will also going to matter, because we at the end of the day we just have to return the cost. So the whole agenda behind the like optimal solution is how we can remove this particular part which is causing us a time complexity, a TLE problem, right? So let's see the code for better understanding, which is more related to mathematical expression, right? So if you see, and also make sure that okay, they have also mentioned that answer can be large, so it should be modulo by 10 to the power 9 plus 7. So what I have done, I have created an resources which is initially carry the value of k. Then next operation cost? Initially 1, because initially we are taking an operation, the cost is going to be 1. And what is going to be the total cost? I'm checking if the resource is less than nums, then okay, I need to perform an operation, right? So for that I'm just checking how many more resources I require, right? So I require need number of more resources, and this is just a something of which we can call it like a seal of need and k, right? So this is tell us that okay, how many refill I am actually require. This is the part which is actually handling to resolve the overflow issue, which because while solving I also got an overflow issue, right? So this is just a part of doing that particular part, right? So this is just a refill. This is just next number of operation and how many more operation I am actually going to require, and this is just going to incur the cost, right? This is just a part of that to avoid the overflow. This is the sum which I have been doing just to make sure that the result should be come under the 10 to the power 9 plus 7 part, which we have discussed over here, right? And what's the total cost? So the total cost is going to be whatever the sum which we have calculated based on the what many values we require and what values we need to take care of and we need to calculate, right? And after that the refill is the number of things which the next operation cost is going to be, and what is the resources. So k is going to be added because you see at every point we have to get a k number of element, how many refill we have performed, so that we are multiplying because that many time we have done this operation, so that many time the value of k is going to add. So this is what we are doing, and at every point we are just simply subtracting the value of num, right? And this is what we are doing to satisfy we are able to process the ith element. And after that I'm just doing total cost modulo m just to follow this particular part, right? And if you run this particular part, this will work fine. So this is quite a good problem, right? And I actually took a lot of time to actually come up with the mathematical part, because if you look this problem like directly, then instead of looking towards the constraint, then it's quite simple, but constraint make this particular problem really difficult, right? And if you see the acceptance rate is also 23%, so which is give you an idea that okay, problem is really good, but with the help of constraint it become really difficult because you have to come up with the optimal approach, right? So this is about the first and the second problem of the weekly contest 510. I hope you are able to understand the solutions. If you do, let me know in the comment section, and if you have any query, do let me know in the comment section. I would love to reply all of the comments, and if you have any suggestion regarding whatever the video you want, do let me know in the comment section. I would love to make video on that as well. Till then, bye bye and take care. Just keep grinding and keep learning.